Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier session, we had seen the data frame manipulation in PANDAS. That is, how we can add a new column or delete an existing column and rename a column in the data frame in PANDAS. And today, let's see how we can add a new row to the data frame. So previous session we had covered how we can add new column. In this session let's move on to adding a new row to the data frame in Pandas. After creating a data frame, suppose we want to add a new row. We can achieve this with the help of append functionality. Let's see how it works in Pandas. So firstly, I'm importing Pandas as PD. Then I'm having my data, which is a dictionary which is having key and values, key values, key values and key values. Now I'm creating a data frame out of this particular data 1. Now I want to insert a new row called RIA, name equal to RIA, physics is 80, chemistry is 90 and algebra is 70. So I create my new dictionary called new row which is having name equal to RIA, physics equal to 80, chemistry equal to 90, algebra equal to 70. Now with the help of df.append, I am inserting the new row and I am ignoring the index because I am giving ignore index equal to true. Let's see what happens practically. So firstly, let me say import pandas as PD. My data 1 equal to, in a dictionary, let me give the data. So it is name, name, colon. Let me pass the values. So it is Ram, comma Sham, comma Sam, comma. So this is one item. Name is the key. Ram, Sham, Sam are the values. And now let me give the second key, which is equal to physics, colon 50, 60, 70. So it should come in a list of values. And then I'm having my chemistry, which is equal to, in a list, 40, 50, 60. Then I'm having algebra 90, 80, 75. So this is my data in the form of a dictionary. Now let me pass this data to the data frame. So df is equal to pd.dataframe and I'm passing my data 1. Now if I say print df, let's see what the data would be, what the output would be. So Ram is having 50 in physics, 40 in chemistry, 90 in algebra. Sham is having 60 in physics, 50 in chemistry, 80 in algebra. Sam is having 70 in physics, 60 in chemistry, 75 in algebra. Now I want to add a new row to this particular data frame. So I want to do manipulation to my data frame. So how do I go about it? So for adding the new row, let me say new row equal to df dot append. So my new row is nothing but df dot append. Sorry. Firstly, let me create my new row. New underscore row is equal to, in a dictionary, let me pass name colon ria comma physics colon 50 comma chemistry colon 90 comma algebra colon 85. So I want to add this particular new row into my data frame. So I given the details in the form of dictionary. Now let's see how we can go about adding this particular new row into the dictionary. So for this, let me say df equal to df dot append. Then what we want to append? The new row details. So new row, new underscore row, comma, ignore underscore index is equal to true. So let's see what happens. What will be the value in df now? So if I say print df, let's see what the output would be. So the new row ria has been added into our data frame, and the index is the default index, that is 0, 1, 2. So it is taking 3 as the index value because we are given ignore index equal to true. So it will take the default index value. Now if I make ignore index equal to false over here, then we get an error, type error. We get a type error which specifies can only append a dictionary if ignore index is true. So we have to keep our ignore index as true, then only we will get the output on the console. So only when I make it as true and run the code, then I get my output. It has appended it once again because I ran this particular code twice. Or what I can do is, let me run this code first and then let me run this code. So it comes only once, that is ria is 50, 90 and then 85. Now let's see how ignore index equal to false works for adding a new row into the data frame. For this, so we saw with ignore index equal to true, and we got a type error when we gave ignore index is equal to false. So now the same dictionary, I'm taking the data and new row, I'm modifying it a bit. I'm giving my index value explicitly in the new row. So I'm making the name is equal to x. So I want my index value equal to x. So in that case, I have to say ignore index is equal to false. So it won't take the default index, but it will take the explicitly mentioned index value in the new row. So we no longer get a type error because we have given the index value explicitly, and we have asked the interpreter to ignore index equal to false. So for this particular code, this means my data frame, and my new row is equal to pd.series I have to give the data and then name. pd.series brackets data equal to sorry, I have to mention it in the dictionary format itself. So data equal to, in the dictionary format, let me give name is Ria, physics is 50, chemistry is 30, algebra is 85, comma, my index value is equal to x, and let me close the brackets. Now I have to specify ignore index is equal to false. So it has to ignore the index because I'm explicitly mentioning the index value as x. So I no longer want it as 3, the default index, but I want the value as x. So in that case, we have to say ignore index as equal to false. So firstly, let me run this particular code. And now if I come here and run the code, I get the value x. So we can explicitly give the index value in the new row details, and we can mention ignore index is equal to false. If we give ignore index is equal to true, then it will take the default index 3. But since we don't want that index, we want the index as x, we have to say ignore index is equal to false. So these are the different ways, these are the different types in which we can add a new row into the data frame and hence achieve data frame manipulation. So after creating a data frame, suppose we want to add a new row at some other point, we can achieve this with the help of append functionality. In the append functionality, we have to mention two parameters. One is the new row details and the other one is ignore index details. So when we give it as true, it will take the default index value, and if we give it as false, then we have to explicitly mention the index value. If we don't explicitly mention the index value and if we give ignore index is equal to false, we get a type error. To come out of this particular type error, we can explicitly mention the index value and mention ignore index as false. So we no longer get a type error in this particular scenario. So hope so friends, it is clear for you how to add a new row into the existing data frame. So friends, if you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.